Hi, this is Tom Wakechild. In this newsletter, we will ask the question, what do you fear about death? And if you'd like to participate in a brief survey about that topic. Mankind's greatest fear is the fear of death. This fear is actually the fear of uncertainty surrounding the physical death of the body. We have two concerns. The first concern is, will we cease to exist? The second concern is about the uncertainty of the quality of any afterlife. For the religious, heaven or hell may hang in the balance, but even the agnostic or atheist questions what happens after their bodily death. It is important to note that the terms life, consciousness, individuated consciousness, birth, death, and you all point to the ongoing existence of your identity after the bodily death. Your body is merely a placeholder and communication device that allows you to participate on planet Earth. The body is not you, and your consciousness is not dependent upon your body's continued existence. For more on this topic, click the link below and listen to an audio excerpt taken from my book, Ending Fear, the 7-hour formula for fearless awakening, narrated by Joshua Johnson. Here is a question for you regarding the death of your physical body. With the death of the body, are you more concerned with possibly ceasing to exist or the uncertainty of what comes next? If you would like to address that question, please complete the brief 3-question survey below about your fears regarding physical death, and I will share those results with you in a future newsletter. This is Tom Wakechild, urging you to create a great day for yourself and your world. Namaste.
Chapter 6, Section 7. Science, You, and the Fear of Death. We previously mentioned that mankind's greatest fear is the fear of death. This fear is actually the fear of uncertainty surrounding the physical death of the body. We have two concerns. The first concern is, will you cease to exist? The second centers on the uncertainty of the quality of any afterlife. For the religious, heaven or hell may hang in the balance, but even the agnostic or atheist questions what happens after their bodily death. It is important to note how the terms life, consciousness, individuated consciousness, birth, death, and you all point to the ongoing existence of your identity after the body's death. Your body is merely a placeholder and communication device that allows you to participate on planet Earth. The body is not you, and your consciousness is not dependent on your body's continued existence. Pain illustrates the relationship between consciousness and the body. Consciousness, not the body, feels the pain. During an operation, the patient is first anesthetized and then told they won't feel a thing. Anesthesiologists can make this claim because it is their job to ensure you remain unconscious during the operation. Your body cannot be in pain without consciousness, yet you can be in mental pain without any attack on the physical body. Your body's reaction to hallucinations mirror actual physical attacks. Psychologists tell us that mental or bodily pain requires consciousness. Conservation of energy is a fundamental law of physics. Consciousness, being energy, must be maintained. Energy cannot be destroyed, and later in this chapter, experiments will prove that consciousness has the power to influence physical matter without regard to physical connection or time restraints. You are consciousness, not your body. Consciousness cannot be destroyed. But what happens when your body dies? Medical science has shed light on this question also. The near-death experience, NDE, is something that has been extensively documented and studied by the medical community. It is important to realize that in many of these NDE cases, the person had been declared clinically dead. Brain activity had ceased. These are not simple cases in which the patients were in a comatose state and then regained consciousness. Thus, these cases cannot be dismissed as some temporary delusional states. What do these case studies indicate? People that have experienced NDE share a common story. They all describe the NDE as a rewarding, loving, and peaceful experience. It is a feeling of unconditional love and total acceptance. They often talk about going into the light, and they all indicate that this experience was not frightening or judgmental in any way. What is interesting regarding NDE is that the near-death experiences are not limited to certain types or groups of individuals. NDE is found throughout all classes of humanity. NDE occurs regardless of your religious affiliations. Even atheists and agnostics have had the same NDE experiences. Your nationality and societal norms play no part in NDE. Both saints and criminals report the same experience. The NDE seems to change the person's viewpoint. The NDE leaves the participant with an expanded vision of life. They now talk about having the big picture and how they realize that life should not be taken too seriously. They know that they are not a body, but instead a spiritual essence, and thus no longer fear death. They claim that God is only love, and that we should enjoy the ride. It is the near-death experience that is perhaps the most striking evidence that hell does not appear to be waiting on the other side. The NDE is the closest thing we have to death. If these people who have returned from the dead say there is nothing to fear, I would suggest that their stories cannot be ignored. Unless this is some elaborate hoax by someone whose goal is to purposely deceive us, God cannot be something we need to fear in this lifetime. Those who have been blessed with the NDE describe the other side as a totally supportive and loving place. The NDE experience would support the belief that most would call is only love. Psychological research also is supportive of the idea of reincarnation. We have probably all heard of cases of past life regressions that have been induced under hypnosis. Many of these cases have been documented and checked for historical accuracy. Research has concluded that these patients possess awareness of past facts and events that they should not have been privy to based upon their current life. These case studies would support the notion of a spiritual connectivity to the past that extends beyond one lifetime. What is even more fascinating is that hypnotherapists have now discovered techniques of regressing patients into recalling life between life experiences. These LBL case studies, like the previous NDE experiences, are strikingly similar to one another in their description of the activities that take place in the disincarnate state. The new insights derived from LBL therapy have proven to be a useful tool in helping patients solve their current problems. LBL therapy often provides new directions and insights for the patient. These LBL case studies would also support the idea that we are all on a journey of discovery and that love, not punishment, is what guides this self-directed learning process. Our physical lifetimes are learning opportunities, not life and death struggles that could result in possible eternal damnation. People that have experienced either NDE or LBL advise us to take our time and enjoy the journey. Evidence is mounting that after bodily death, you, as individuated consciousness, still continue on your journey of self-discovery. A more in-depth discussion of NDE, past life regression, and LBL research is available in my Uncovering Your Default Beliefs course. This online class is designed to help the student uncover detrimental hidden beliefs. Once uncovered, the student is taught how to discreate and replace those beliefs. This course uses a tripartite approach to the subject. It combines the scientific with the spiritual, while focusing on practical solutions to everyday problems. It is a hands-on approach complete with exercises designed to implement change in your everyday life.